Good afternoon. I'm calling this meeting to order. Welcome to the Sedro Woolley Rotary Club, the best Rotary Club in the universe. We'll start the meeting today with an invocation, which will be with Daryl Skiles.
Our Father in heaven, we bow before thee this day and thank thee for the beautiful day that it is. Thank thee for this past year and for the good and bad, which we know has helped us to grow and develop as individuals and as a club. We're grateful for those who serve and who have a desire to be of service in our community. We do ask a special blessing upon those in California, those who are fighting fire and those who have lost homes and family, and pray that thou might comfort them and help with the elements that they might be tempered, that things can get under control. We pray that we'll enjoy this time together as Rotarians and thank thee for the food, and pray that thou will bless it to our bodies for strength, and thank thee again for our many blessings in the name of thy Son. Amen.
Amen. Okay, join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, please join in the four-way test. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? And today's song is with the very musical Jeff McCann.
All right, so I was kind of given this last minute, it's supposed to be David, so in honor of the beautiful day, we're just going to sing the chorus of You Are My Sunshine and be done with it. You are my sunshine,
my only sunshine. You make me happy when the skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Okay, you may be seated. That was pretty joyful. That really was inspiring to my heart. Yeah. All right, do we have any visiting Rotarians today?
Right, this is Bernie and Gavin, and they're with us from the Burlington Club, and they're going to talk with us a little bit about the YES program. We're helping to sponsor Gavin, so was that now or later?
We can do it right now if you'd like.
Okay.
Are you ready?
You guys ready? Yeah, ready?
You can come up front, you can use the mobile
Gavin,
mic, whatever you're more comfortable with, Gavin.
I have a little bit written out, so podium might work better.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, sorry, thanks. Thank you all for having me here. My name is Gavin. I'm a junior at Burlington Edison High School. In my free time, I ski, I hike, I do a little bit of woodworking with like exotic woods. I'd like to thank you for sponsoring me. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. And I'm here today to tell you all a little bit about the YES program. So through YES, all participating students are required to fundraise $1,500 as well as complete 80 hours of community service. For the majority of my community service, I'm helping at Westview Elementary with their after-school program called Children of the Valley. So while I'm there, I help kids with schoolwork, play outside at recess, sometimes play a little bit of Uno. It's a variety of things. To fundraise money for my trip, I'm selling raffle tickets for the Luck of the Irish on March 1st in Maple Hall, Lackawanna. The raffle is 11 or so baskets made by members of the YES team. I can't guarantee what my peers will provide, but our general outline is like maybe some sort of like wine or something sponsored by a smaller business. Personally, I'm going to be making a charcuterie board with various fixings for it. And then also be a wine tasting for 12 so I don't want to mess up the pronunciation, to Pasek Cellars in Mount Vernon. Raffle tickets are going to be $10 a pop. And all proceeds go directly to funding my team's trip to Honduras. While we're in Honduras, we'll be doing a variety of things, working with the locals there. So we'll be in a smaller village called Los Lomas, where we'll be painting, I believe, 2 different school buildings. We'll be building a playground and work with the local education system. If you're interested in supporting this trip, you can either purchase raffle tickets or go through direct donations. For full clarity, I'm sorry to everyone here, I forgot the raffle tickets today, so I'll be back next week with those tickets. And then for method of payments, I can either take Venmo, cash, or checks made out to the Burlington Rotary Club. Thank you all for your generosity. Let me speak today. I really appreciate it.
And just for anyone who is out in the audience who may not know about the YES program, it stands for Rotary Youth Exchange Study. And it's sponsored by District 5050, and we put in, I believe, $2,000 to help sponsor a local student. We didn't have any Sedro Woolley students, so we settled for second best, and we've got a tiger. As much as that pains all of us here that love the Cubs. But anything we can do to help Gavin reach his fundraising goal, that would be great. I'd love to get your Venmo handle, and I can share that out to the entire club in an email. And I know I'd rather do that than a raffle ticket, so you might have better luck. And anything that we can do to help, and we'd love to have you come back after you get home from Honduras and give a program about all the great things that you're able to do and see. So take lots of photos for us too. Okay. All right. Are there any other announcements from the floor?
We're into the new year, which means that if you're on the scholarship committee, keep an eye on your email because I think the semester probably ends at the end of this month. And I would expect I'd start getting applications in early February.
And Mike is having a crystal ball committee meeting right after this meeting. And then I believe Becky Scrindy is meeting with Lynn right after this meeting. They're going to finalize a few details on the auction. And then you will be receiving emails from Becky starting next week discussing your role and what you can do to help. And just as a reminder, that's coming up May 10th, I believe, May 9th. And they will be finalizing the theme, but from what I hear, it's going to be a really fun one that totally fits Lynn's personality. So I can't wait. Okay. All right, so if there's no other announcements, then we will have the raffle. Oh, and if anyone sees Brian Stiles or Don Stryker, tell them they can chip in $10 next time they're in here since they skipped out on the raffle duties. Slackers.
Number 70, 70. Me.
Awesome. All right. While we're waiting for Schmitter and Massey to come up and do the Sergeant at Arms and Happy Bucks, we'll do one more. We sold a lot. I just wanted to make sure that everyone knows that Steve Huggins is out of town for the next 3 months. So if you need a check, email me instead of Steve.
Last number, 63.
All right, now we're ready for Massey and Schmitty. Let's do this. I can't wait to hear the amazing things you have in store.
Well, this is going to be like in our old working days. I kind of had to go make the money, and he took care of collecting and distributing it. So we should be pretty good. Steve will pick up the money today. We're going to do this. We'll just start with this table right here. Now, this is trivia month. You know that? Now, you got the answer show right there. I do, but you can't read. Well, yeah. What was the first trivia TV show in the U.S.? Come on. Lynn, you know this one. Okay. It was aired in 1942, CBS television quiz. Pretty simple. That's $2. Oh, by the way, anybody that's got a birthday or anniversary, $3 for the anniversary, $2 for the birthday. This table right here. Okay. Who wrote the book Champs and Chumps, which later renamed Believe It or Not in 1932? Good. Good job. All right. Well, you should pay $1 anyway, because, I mean, it's like, you know, we got a small crowd today, so we're going to keep it up. Ripley. Okay, this one here. Now, how many times in a row did Ken Jennings win the game show Jeopardy? How many times in a row? Can't Google it. 1, 2, 3. Nope, 74. It's okay. You're doing good. Now this table. Okay, let's see if I can find one on here. Oh, what college radio trivia contest was started in 1966 and it's still on the air? Yeah. Nope, sorry. The Great Midwest Trivia Contest. This year's theme is the Supermarket Trivia, and it's going to start at 10 p.m. Central Time on January 24th and go till midnight on January 26th. A lot of information. Are you ready? All right, get your. Well, you need it. You'll need more than that. But anyway, oh, yeah. What was the occupation of the American who founded National Trivia Day in 1980? What was the occupation? Well, engineer? Is that it, huh? It's a librarian. Come on. Yeah. You'd have got it. Now, this table here knows these things. Yeah. Here we go. This came out of Bonnie Joe's, by the way. So, yeah, I'll have to pay him back. Okay, what trivia game invented in 1979 became one of the best-selling games of all time? You got it. You want another one? Okay, well, let's go with it. What's the singular form of trivia? It's easy. Trivium.
Hey, John, don't forget about those folks online. There's quite a few of them today.
Quite a few online. Okay, let's go with, oh, these are pretty good ones. What animal has the longest memory?
Elephant.
Oh, someone said elephant. But Kate says tortoise. What's your final answer, crew online?
Final
Elephant.
answer, what is it?
Elephant.
Dolphins. Dolphins. Yeah, they're about like us, I guess.
All right.
That'll
Happy
do it.
Bucks.
Happy Bucks. Happy Bucks. Oh, okay, Carl. And by the way, thank you for all your generous donations.
Well, the Garrison family is quite happy. We have bouncing new baby, grandbaby, Lakin Holly Donnell Carey. So that would be our Jessica. Had a baby on December 20th, and I got to spend a white Christmas in Wyoming welcoming her. Yeah.
Had a happy 5 here. We had our Super Bowl for our and fantasy football league, and Nick Van Jarsveld and I end up in the championship, and of course I'm up here bragging, so we know how that turned out.
Hey, Keith.
Hey, John. There's a happy 10 or trepidatious 10. So the legislature starts on Monday, and I'll be down there for 105 days representing our district, and I'm happy to be the one doing that for everybody. Hopefully, we'll get something done. It's going to be a rough year.
Keep up the good work. Travis, how you doing? How are you? Got any more?
No. Isn't that enough? I got a happy 20. My son got restationed to Montana, so we went out there on the 12th of December. He had a house on base in Great Falls, Montana, so we were going to drive out, have Christmas. My daughter and her son, my daughter and her husband were going to meet us out there. The week before we went to move, we found out that it turns out my son was number 29th on a list of getting houses in Great Falls, Montana. So we weren't exactly sure what was going to happen when we moved him there. They got some temporary housing. So we showed up on a Monday night. Next morning, they unloaded all their stuff into storage. We had a meeting with a real estate agent at 1:30. They put an offer in at 5 o'clock on a house that they liked. And they found out the next day that they got the house. So they're gonna move into this house next week. And we got to have a wonderful Christmas with all of our kids in a VRBO in Great Falls.
Mark, did you have something you wanted to say?
Should I?
Well,
For you, John, I'd do anything, you know that. So I'll go happy 5. I don't know if you know, but Mark Nielsen was in Cabo over Christmas, and he missed all the festivities around here and had to stay in Cabo. So this is a happy 5 to welcome Mark Nielsen back. So.
we'll get over there.
Here's a happy 5. News from the food bank. We survived the holidays. It was our biggest holidays ever, which is always not a good thing, but it's a wonderful blessing to see all of you, all your names come through, all that you do for the food bank. And it was really humbling to see everybody really step up this year. And 2025 is our 40th anniversary, so you'll see it's my 10-year anniversary and it's the organization's 40th anniversary, so there'll be some fun things coming up. And Dick's Trucks is bringing 2 trucks this year, so we'll have a good time.
Thank you.
So I got a happy 20 here. We've been working on the cabin. We're now up on the roof, and my 2 helpers, Mark Nielsen and Lynn Tucker, neither one of them fell off the roof today, so happy for that.
Thank you.
And on that, I got a happy 20 and finding myself. I'm going to be gone next week to sunny Kansas City, where it was 1 degree last week. But yeah, I'm glad John did not have his camera out this morning.
Cash.
He was making a comment as I'm standing on the
Rod
roof.
over to the office. Rod Hall. How you doing?
Hey, Rod, you might want to mute yourself,
Good.
my friend.
No, just talk.
I was handing the nail gun over to Mark, and I'm standing on the roof trying to balance, and I'm
doing one of these things, I am the youngest one on this group, so I get to do all the acrobatics and stuff like that. But thank God he did not have a camera out this morning. So that was what I'm thankful for.
Okay, hey, that's a wonderful project you guys are doing. Got one over here, Bill.
A little unknown fact is Brian Stiles is my brother-in-law, so I'm paying half of his $10 fine.
You'll get it back, plus.
Maybe you can tell him that we really miss him and we expect to see him here next week.
Well, interestingly enough, my $5 is also related to Brian. Jeff and I were among a number of people who attended his retirement party yesterday afternoon. It was a very, very nice ceremony, and I'm especially happy because I got to reunite with some old friends from the bar that I haven't seen for a while. It was very, very nice. And maybe Brian will be coming back.
Anybody else? Well, I got a happy five. I found out that our grandson, who's in California in Lancaster, works for a company similar to the Janikes up in Hamilton. And he's got a job. He's going to be up here in about a month. He's got 4 weeks to make his mind up. But he's already made his mind up, so they'll be moving up. I'm pretty happy about that.
All right.
Steve, you got anything you want to say?
No, I got to get rid of this money.
Huh? Jeez, you guys did great. I'm glad to see everyone was so happy. Okay, so the time has come for any early leavers. Bernie and Gavin, thank you so much for coming. You really don't have to stay if you don't have the time to. I know you probably need to get back to class. You're welcome to stay if you'd like, though. At this time, I'd like to welcome the one, the only, the fabulous mayor of Sedro Woolley, Julia Johnson.
Thank you, Ruth. That was humbling. Thank you. So I always love Happy Bucks. I always love hearing about what's going on in your lives and the good things that are occurring, and actually hearing sometimes about people who need support, maybe support in prayer or even support financially or even sending cards or giving them a call. I love that. I love that we're a family. I think that's what makes us unique, and I think that's what keeps this club going. So in all transparency, I was kind of asked at the last minute to give a talk. So what you're going to get here today is kind of like headline news. I'm going to give you kind of like the headline news of what's happening in Sedro Woolley and what we've been doing. So I may have you all out of here fairly early. Are you good with that? So I'm going to begin with the Swift Center. The Swift Center, which is really a wonderful facility up there. I'm going to let you know that the port still hasn't decided which direction they're going to go with. They have some great options. But one of the things that is occurring is the Innovation Center. Diane Kamiyaka, who has already put in an Innovation Center in Whatcom County, as well as down in Everett, she's working on putting one up here at the Swift Center. And if you're not familiar with the Innovation Center, it's an opportunity for those individuals who have ideas for technology or products that they want to put on the market or develop. And there will be some professionals who will be located up there, and they can bring their ideas, their projects up there, and they can help them. They can make suggestions as far as where they need to go with it, how they might fine-tune it, what's more information or work they need to do on it. So it's an opportunity for us to really expand technology here, not only in the Pacific Northwest, but wherever these individuals come from. And so it's a wonderful opportunity. We opened up this past year in 2024. The council put together a community development grant. The community development grant allowed businesses downtown to apply for up to $10,000 to do improvements and renovations on the front of their buildings. We had a huge response. We had put a deadline on it that it needed to be completed by November or December of 24. Some of the individuals, given their business having to have to work their business, also trying to get supplies in because of supply and demand. They couldn't do that. We've had to extend some of those, but I don't know if you've been downtown lately, but there's been some really great things that have happened. And we're really thrilled that the community jumped all over that and they were willing to do that. Right behind us is the YMCA, and I don't know if you all recall, but a couple years ago, I came before you and we talked about that we were going to have a youth rec center there. We had partnered with the YMCA. That has really, it's had its ups and downs, but it has overall been a great success. The Y is constantly putting together new programs for the youth to explore and to be involved in. And they've also included Volunteers of America to come in and give a class on conflict resolution. The idea being giving the students this opportunity to kind of connect with, why am I feeling this way? Why am I angry? How can I respond differently than maybe throwing a bunch of F-bombs at somebody or throwing my fist? So it's an opportunity to help them connect. And so we love that that's continuing to develop. They also feed the students there. They feed up to 50, sometimes more students an evening meal before they go home. And if you've ever known anybody who's ever been homeless or lives in a home where there's not a lot of food, and I'm sure, Becky, you are very familiar with this, it's an opportunity for them to enjoy at least one hot meal a day. I had an exciting visit with Nicole Rusin. Nicole Rusin is our new director of the Tulip Festival, and she came before us. She was asking all the cities actually if they could support them to get the program up and going. I don't know if this is well known, but the Tulip Festival kind of ran into a financial situation. The money that they had been using was ARPA, and of course that ran out. So we did contribute, happily contributed, because we know the importance of the Tulip Festival and what it means to our community. But while she was there, I did ask her if there was an opportunity somehow, some way to bring the Tulip Festival to Sedro Woolley. And we started brainstorming, and then I said, well, I'm going to make a bold ask. I'm wondering if you could bring a few of the original paintings to Sedro Woolley and we could have an art exhibit. And she was very willing to do that. Over the last 5-6 months, we have been working on that. And so come April, the second week in April, at the local shop, downtown Sedro Woolley. The local shop is ran by Jackie Russell and I believe it is Michelle Benson, or Rochelle Benson. They will be hosting that, and I hope that you all will come out for that and support it. The Sedro Woolley District Library is in the search for a new director. We, of course, you know, we had Jean Williamson, who was picked up by the state. She's in one of the offices there working state library. Tim, you probably know more about this, the office that she took. But there, we brought in Rachel McDonald, or at least the board did. They brought in Rachel McDonald. Rachel McDonald has another opportunity that's come her way that really you cannot keep her from not wanting to take it. So she will be leaving us the end of this month. And so the District Library Board will be pursuing a search for a new librarian. If you know Rachel, you know, go in and say hello and thank her for all that she has done. She's really added to this community. She's a great soul, and it's going to be a huge loss for us, but we're very happy for her. We have been working on, the City Council has been working on mural and tree ordinances. So the mural ordinance has really been a vibrant topic, quite a conversation among the councils. They, I think they want to be very clear and very specific about what kinds of murals can be put in Sedro Woolley, the colors that can be used, where they can be located. So we have brought it twice before the council, and they have decided that they're going to take it to one of the committees, the council committees, and you'll be hearing more about that. I think this is going to be a great opportunity for Sedro Woolley. We do have murals in town that are really great. They do need some TLC, a little bit of love. Some of them are sepia, others are in color. Interesting that the ordinance, the mural ordinance that was put together, I think in the early 90s, it said nothing but sepia, but we've kind of stepped out of the box regarding that. That's free speech. I'm just going to say it, okay? There's nothing that you can do about that. But they are going to be putting together some rules and regulations into place, mainly to protect the city for as much as possible from anything that we may not want to see go up on any of our buildings as a mural. The tree ordinance is something that probably has been a long time in coming. I know the tree ordinance is something that you actually were talking about, Senator Wagoner, I think right before you left. And so I just kind of carried that forward, took it to the planning and building committee department, and they put together an ordinance. The idea behind this is that as the older trees, which are beautiful and that we love, as they grow and we have to take them down, we're going to replace them with trees that will not push up roots that will cause the sidewalks to become damaged and irregular. There are people who have tripped and fallen on them. My grandmother, for one, when she was alive, that did happen to her when we were walking up to the 4th of July parade. So it's going to be kind of a process. This did pass at the council last night, so it's going to be a process as far as when we have to say goodbye to those lovely, ancient, beautiful trees that we have, and then we're looking forward to putting in other trees that will still keep our streets looking what I call 1950s. I really like it. I think it gives us a real hometown feel. There's something about trees that line sidewalks. We have what we call a lodging tax. How many are you familiar with a lodging tax? Okay, a few of you. So a lodging tax, in essence, just real briefly, is the tax that comes in from the hotels. So when you pay your bill at a hotel, there's all different kinds of fees, and one of the fees that you pay is a lodging tax. And that comes back to the cities, and we, of course, acquire this. And we have then a lodging tax committee that is put together, and we receive from the community applications for funding from this lodging tax. Long story short, I was just really thrilled about this. Long story short, we were able to put out quite a bit of money to the Chamber of Commerce. We gave $20,000 to Sedro Woolley Farmers. It was $3,000. Lincoln Theater 2. Sedro Woolley Lager Rodeo will receive $11,000. Northwest Crusher Fast Pitch will receive $4,000. Sedro Woolley Public Works Department will receive $7,000. The Sedro Woolley Museum will receive $3,500, and the Skagit Valley Tulip Festival will receive $5,000. So good things being done with those taxes that we're paying when we put our heads into the beds there in the motels. So you probably heard about the Zoom bombing that we had. How many did you hear about the Zoom bombing that the council received? So the rest of you are probably wondering, what the heck is that? What is Zoom bombing? Zoom bombing is when you have individuals who will come in during public comment to make public comment, when in fact they are not making any kind of public comment except racial slurs and all kinds of heinous comments. I'm not even going to honor some of that. We had that happen to us. We had that happen to us at our last, I guess it would be last meeting in 2024. I ended the meeting I ended public comment and asked the council if they wanted to move forward with that, and they did. They agreed with me. So that's what we did. But this is something that's happening all across the state and actually all across the nation. And what's interesting is that these individuals, when they call in on Zoom, they don't even they use names that pertain to Nazis. They pertain to people who have committed vicious crimes within the United States. They are, I don't even know, to me, it's just evil. And so what we are doing is putting into place a policy where if individuals want to call in and give public comment, they have to do it, they have to register before noon. So they will call the city, they will register before noon so that we can verify their email and be able to hopefully deter any of these comments coming in anymore. I know that it did make the paper. It was something that they did talk about. And for those of you who didn't know or had heard and wondered what we were doing about it, that's what's been decided. So that was quite a conversation that we had last night, and none of us appreciated that. And we really, you know, I guess you almost need to pity these individuals, so that's the level that they go to, but not so much in that my heart goes out to the individuals that they actually slandered. The Sedro Woolley Fire Department. So I want to say thank you very much for the levee lid lift. We were able to bring on 8 new fire EMS. We also were able to bring in a new fire truck. What you have provided in passing in Proposition 1 for us is the opportunity now to go a number of years where we can supply the proper kind of service and safety that you deserve, that your tax dollars are actually bringing in. So I wanted to make you aware of that. We've already got them hired, and we're thrilled to be starting with them. The Sedro Woolley Police Department, they lost about 5 officers who actually had opportunities to do other things elsewhere. However, that has not stopped several other good individuals from applying. We have brought on other officers. It's quite a process when you bring on a new officer. It takes about a year to really get them fully on board. And it's really expensive. It runs anywhere from $100,000 or more to really bring them on with the training that we have to do. But we're in the process of doing that. We have great leadership under Chief McElraith. He's got some good programs going on there. And that actually stems from a lot of what you did. Chief Tucker, you actually helped bring that along, so thank you very much. Yeah. So wanted to make you aware there. We also just approved, the council did, it's a contract with a company called Flock. I can't remember, it's an acronym. Flock is an acronym. I can't remember what it's for. But we will be placing cameras in strategic places in town that will actually help us capture some of the license plates. So if people are speeding or doing something illicit, we'll be able to capture that via the camera. And the beauty of that is if there's a chase that's going on and they're going from town to town, they can actually be tracked from town to town. I got to be honest with you, I was a little nervous about this. It feels a little bit like Big Brother, but we've kind of pushed to a place, have we not, in our society where what do we do? Is it our safety? Do we have to, compromise this for our safety or not? It was a tough decision, but it was something that the council felt was important. And I think they made the right decision. I was going to talk about the legislative send-off. I see, Senator, you already did that. We're looking forward to hearing the work that you're going to be doing down there. Is it true that the state's $4 billion or $8 billion in debt already? We're already starting with a deficit. Is that correct? 12 billion. Oh, wow. Has that increased since the last time we talked? Okay. 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 So what he said is that it's a range from 8 to 12, and what they're going to be doing is putting that back in line over the next 2 bienniums, so over the next 4 years. They're going to be putting that back in line. What that means for the cities and our asks, for agencies and their asks, I don't know yet. We don't know yet. What they're telling us is that there isn't a whole lot that's going to be able to be dispensed. As a city, we're only going out, we're not going out for a whole lot. What we are going out for is the Northern State Cemetery. We were actually approached by Senator Wagner, Representative Carolyn Eslick, and Representative Sam Lowe to work with a couple of citizens to continue to beautify and bring honor to that cemetery. They met with us up there several times. Greatly appreciate you making the journey up there. Thank you, Senator, and working with us. So we have that ask ready, and I believe we've submitted that one already. The other ask that we are going for is for the police department. So our police department has grown in leaps and bounds, and they might say they're growing out of the building. We just don't have enough space for them. And really, we don't have proper facility for them. All of their cars should be in an enclosed area, a safe enclosed area. They should have room to grow. They should have a place where they can bring people in. And so I met with Representative Eslick for lunch. And back in the spring, she asked what we were looking at, and I told her that I really wanted to come back to the legislature and ask if they wouldn't put funding forward where we could do a search to find land to build or a building to refurbish to put our police department in. So we've identified some places right here in town, actually not too far from City Hall. And hopefully if we get the funding from the legislature, we're going to be exploring that. And I think this is going to be a good thing for the city and also for our department. Okay, with that, I thought I'd take quick questions. I do have a video that I'm going to play. Yes, Becky?
Thank you, Julia. She's being humble. There's two things I was hoping you could talk about is the great partnership we're doing with the 1590 funding.
Yes.
With the 3 agencies and a little bit of the work you're doing with North Star.
Okay. So yeah, we had opportunity. It was very exciting. It was a great way to actually spend 1590 funding. What Becky's referring to is funding that comes to each city from the state. And then we have the option to spend it, but we're given parameters as to how we can do that. So we can put it into capital, or we can put it into rentals, building rentals. Let's see, I'm spacing out here. Yep, for shelters. Thank you. I can tell you that with the 1590 funding for the 3 agencies, Helping Hands Food Bank, we did give them $40,000. So that's great. YMCA, $100,000, and Family Promise, $104,000. And all 3 of those agencies are going to be spending that right here in Sedro Woolley. And it's going to be benefiting our community and also the citizens of our community. And we appreciate the partnership. Really do appreciate the partnership. I can tell you with the other 1590 funding, we put that with, we used some of that with Skagit County's request for their NOFA program. NOFA is their rental program. It is for the shelters. It is for people who need assistance with rent. It's also for behavioral health, working with people with behavioral health. And last year we gave over $97,000 to them for that, and that was through the 1590. And I think what you might want to realize or understand regarding this, that funding that comes back, the 1590, that is your tax dollar. So that is your tax dollar at work. So I think better to do that than to pay off the debt, right, Senator? Yeah. So North Star is really, we've been together 2 years. We formed 2 years ago. North Star is a great partnership with both the county and the 4 major cities, so Sedro Woolley, Burlington, Mount Vernon, and Anacortes. And what we are doing is combining funding that we get from both the 1590 and then another funding that comes in, 1406. And with that, we built Martha's Place. We helped put that towards the Behavioral Health Center, which is called the STAR Center, which is right out here on Highway 20, right by what is that agent? What is that? Is it Life Care? Is that what it's called? Anyway, right by Life Care. We're doing phase 2 right now. And we have also worked with different agencies as far as how we can come together and combine services. So instead of maybe 3 different mental health agencies doing the same work, but kind of working independently, how can that be more efficient if they were to come together, combine their funding, and make that all work in a more efficient manner? The goal for North Star is that whenever somebody comes into the North Star program, that they will receive wraparound services. So the wraparound services would be, what do they need? Is it housing? Do they need to have any kind of schooling or training as far as your checkbook, your finances? Do you need job training? Do you need help with mental health? What about recovery? Or do you need to be in recovery? And it's to wrap that around and try to provide that service so that everybody can receive what they need and when they need it. This year, our focus, I think, we're talking about is focusing in on the youth, because we feel like if we don't capture the youth, we're going to lose the youth. So that's it, kind of it in a nutshell. I don't know, Becky, if you want to add anything to it. Helping Hands Food Bank is very much a part of it. In fact, many of the agencies that you may know is a part of that. So again, I don't know if anybody has any other questions?
Yeah, I do. So you mentioned the flock, and you described it as being a traffic cam. I'm not concerned for myself, but I am concerned about Chuck. Does that mean if he drives by there at a high rate of speed that he'll get a ticket?
Well, you'll probably be flagged for sure. So that would be probably a question for our chief, how he wants to handle that. I can tell you, we, 2 years ago, there was an independent source that came in. They wanted to know how the cities in this area were distributing tickets or pulling people over. They were actually looking for discrimination. What they discovered is that in the city of Sedro Woolley, we actually give more warnings than we give tickets. So we're a little kinder, a little gentler, kind of a city. So Chuck, you don't have to worry. So before I close, I have just a video. This is a promotional video that we put together just about 4 months ago. We have been distributing it out to different cities. We are looking for industry to come in, is what we're looking to do, trying to pull in business and industry. And so anyway, this is for you to see what we're doing.
The city of Sedro Woolley sits right at the foothills of the Cascades. It's gorgeous. We usually are the first to receive the snow, the frost, and the fall of the year. It's wonderful. But Sedro Woolley is also known, or should I say little known, for its technology. There has been cutting-edge technology happening here for over 100 years. And this is technology that has actually gone around the world. So it's not like something that just happened within our community or within our county or within the state. I'm talking about people who are out-of-the-box thinkers and creating those types of technologies that are changing the world and impacting the world.
The city of Sedro Woolley is a great place to live and work. It's friendly, you can walk down the street and people say hi whether they know you or not, and all the business owners will stop and say hi. It's just a great feeling.
The Swift Center was the former Northern State Hospital campus. It was a mental hospital that the state built in 1912. It was an Olmsted Brothers design. So Olmsted Brothers is a really significant national landscape architect. They designed Central Park in New York and the Golden Gate Park in San Francisco. The state closed it down in '72. There were a variety of uses on the site in between the closure and then the port taking ownership of it. We took ownership in 2018, and our purpose was to bring it back into local control and make it something that the community could really access, interact with, and make use of locally. It's a really important local campus. Our future vision for it has really been led by the community, and that vision is to have more of a mixed-use destination campus. The primary change has been the fact that the campus is now open and there are designated pedestrian routes so people can come out, walk their dog, take a run, have a picnic, bring the kids out on a bike. So that's probably the most significant new thing happening on the campus. About a third of the campus is a federal Job Corps site, and so Job Corps has been active the entire time. That's a big part of the identity and use of the campus. And we're working on a new project with the Northwest Innovation Resource Center to locate an innovation lab on the campus.
Janicki Industries started 1993, but we're lifelong residents of Sedro Woolley. My grandfather homesteaded in this area, and my father was, born and raised in this area. There was a family of 10. And we've grown up here. We have multiple businesses over the time, logging and construction, that sort of thing. And we've developed into a major aerospace company since that time. Sedro Woolley and Skagit County is a little hidden gem, and people don't realize how beautiful it is and what a great place it is to work and raise families. So we've been really fortunate, and we have really, really great people.
The reason we came to Sedro Woolley is because we found when we were permitting our projects, we could trust what they were saying. And that goes a long ways in a real estate developer-builder relationship. If you can trust the jurisdiction that you're working with, that they're going to do what they say, and that there's going to be no obstacles thrown at you down the road, then it's a good place to do business.
Sitting at the foothills of the North Cascades, Sedro Woolley actually lends itself to that kind of adventurous soul, somebody who would like to hike. We do have the Pacific Northwest Trail that goes right here through Sedro Woolley, but we've actually taken it further. We have a trail, it's called the Cascade Trail, starts here in Sedro Woolley, heads east, and it goes all the way up to Concrete. You can bike, you can walk, and the beauty of that is the natural setting that you're going to see, the wildlife, the trees that you will experience.
We have a great event calendar all year round. Starting in June, we have Blast from the Past with a car show, a vendor fair, and live music all weekend. Then we go into July where we have a Logger Rodeo parade. It's the longest parade in Washington history. For Christmas, we have a lighted Christmas tree parade. It's just an old-fashioned Christmas. It's a kind of a hallmark moment where we have a tree lighting celebration, but before that, the kids get together and they make ornaments or they have a petting zoo. It's just a lot of fun, and we bring about 12,000 people downtown.
The future of Sedro Woolley is what we choose to make it. I think we're on a great momentum. I honestly believe that with the growth that we've experienced over the last couple years, that we are drawing in people who have captured our vision and who have experienced that energy. They're wanting to be a part of the change. They're wanting to put their own fingerprint on it. So who knows where that goes?
Can't take Julia anywhere. Well, so thank you very much for coming today. Let me know if you'd like a Rotary keychain. We have a plethora of those in the box underneath the podium here. Thank you everyone for coming. If you could stay and help put away the tables and chairs, that would be great. And we'll see you next week. Next week we're having the Students of the Month. We're having anniversaries. And we have the Cascade Middle School Band, not orchestra. I apologize, that's a typo on my part. So thanks for coming. Happy New Year.